Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ener-She podcast, where we have conversations, never competition. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
I love the magic fingers of it
Hey.
all. If you love the
The
spirit
magic
fingers.
of the Ener-She.
The Ener-She. Yes, I love that. Maybe we need to start ending with,
It's Spanish. Ding, ding. Yeah.
right? Well, so good to see you both. Today, ladies, we're going to talk about something that is affecting all of us. Yes, we are. Well, so I have a question. Have either of you ever stood in your kitchen, like sweating and crying and forgetting what you walked in for? Like the moment you walked in, the thought goes out of your head, and then you're like, what is happening to me? Like,
Yes.
what is, now I'm not just talking about when you're cooking dinner, okay, on a Friday night. Like, why am I doing this to myself? But I'm talking about, you know, like not just regular stress or like lack of sleep or, but where your body starts to become unfamiliar to you. Have you experienced that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Well,
I feel like I'm like Alzheimer's is kicking
yes,
in at 40 years old. Great.
at 40. You know what I'm saying? Or like your hair starts to thin. Hello. What are we doing? Right. And these are all signs and symptoms of dun 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 perimenopause. Right? So that's what we're going to talk about today, ladies, is perimenopause, the inevitable thing that we are all dealing with. And it can happen from anywhere from ages 38. They say it can happen. You could start as young as 38 and it can go into your 50s. And it's the perimenopause, which sounds, I love how people refer to it. It's like menopause's little sister, Peri. That's so great. It's just my little sister Perry, you know what I mean? But so it happens before you go into menopause, right? And it's basically what it does, it's your hormones become fluctuating, sometimes wildly, which I can attest. Your periods change, you get some sleep changes, definitely reaping that. And then mood changes, your body composition begins to change. And then after about, they say anywhere from 5 to 7 years of that, uh, menopause has officially then begun. Right. And so here we go. So let's dive in. So let's talk about how maybe some of the symptoms have popped up for you. Who wants to go first? Karen, it looks like
You
you're it,
remember
boo.
nose goes.
Yeah. Oh, Karen, you're up. What are some of the symptoms? Are we unicorning?
I think we're unicorning right now.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I'm a bigger unicorn.
So many thoughts.
Matter, Crystal, does size matter?
Not
Does
in
it?
this house.
Does it?
Mic drop.
Well said.
Perimenopause.
Good for you.
Here. Ting ting.
Ting.
Um, well, they really started showing up for me after I had my hysterectomy.
Mm,
And so when I looked all the way back on that, because I had everything taken out but one ovary, right? And so the thinning of the skin, my hair started falling out in like clumps. Like I
mm,
always wear my hair down. I very rarely wear my hair all the way back, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it here, right? My
mhm,
forehead turned into like a six head, and then all of this, like it never used to be that deep, right?
mhm.
But
Yeah.
there it is. And boop, boop, um vaginal dryness.
Mm,
Um so those were like the main symptoms right away, but I didn't really like think much of it because I knew that I was going to have changes after my hysterectomy. It was just I already knew it was going to happen, right? But
right.
then other things started happening for me, which was okay, so this is the kicker. I started experiencing pretty highs and pretty lows to where like um I was thinking like it was like my mental health, and then like brain fog, and at one point I started having panic attacks. I don't have panic attacks,
Right.
right? I don't get anxiety to I mean, I have anxiety, but I don't get anxiety to the extreme to where I have to pull off the freeway,
Mhm.
go park my car because all of a sudden I am scared out of my mind that I'm trapped in traffic on the freeway and can't get out, right?
Right.
Things and the walls are caving in and things are going black, and that started happening for me, and I'm a driver. I love to drive. I'm a very good driver, right? And so
Absolutely.
those things started happening, and I couldn't I became so scattered-brained, and um just everything, like my normal everyday struggles were heightened
Mhm.
through, I'm a firm believer that my higher power puts people in my life exactly when they're supposed to be in my life, right?
Right.
And or give me messages or whatever, right? And so I have a long term friend of mine who her and her mom went to this hormone replacement therapist because I knew something was wrong. It was so wrong that I couldn't even get my daughter from childcare.
Mm.
I was I was paralyzed out of
Yeah.
fear and anxiety, like something was wrong with me. Um,
Mhm.
and so I went to the ER and had blood work done and went to my PCP. I'm just going to tell the whole story since we're all in it right now,
Let's do
right?
it.
Just
All
do
in,
it.
boo.
Do it.
Yeah.
Ding ding. Uh And, the PCP my primary care physician immediately did a GAD-7, which is an anxiety scale rating assessment, and a PHQ-9, which is a depression assessment, right? And I'm like, "I am not depressed, not a depressed person. I'm not like" I had anxiety, yes, but this isn't normal, like, I felt like I wasn't getting heard, right? And then,
Yeah.
they did blood work on me, and my blood work came out in normal, I'm doing air quotes here, normal range, even vitamin, normal range, right? And so she wanted to just throw Boost Bar and Prozac at me. I'm like, I refused it because I'm not going to start something that's going to change the chemistry in my brain. I'm
Right.
gonna become dependent on after all these years of managing myself perfectly fine. Something else is happening physiologically in my body that I can't explain. This is abnormal. Something else is happening, right?
Mhm.
So anyway, um my friend said, go to this hormone doctor, right? Which isn't covered by insurance. Have to pay out of pocket, right? I did the most thoroughest pre-assessment or assessment screening I've ever done in my life. It took me hours to do. It was so thorough. And he looked at my blood work that I already did, and he my testosterone was low, my progesterone was low, but because
Mhm.
it was in the very low but still range normal, he explained to me how those low hormones can affect me
Yeah.
and affect the neurotransmitters in my brain,
Right.
and how my estrogen, I still produce enough estrogen. In fact, that's he explained to me how my estrogen, I overproduce estrogen to
Oh.
extremely high levels, and then it drops, and when that causes me to have highs and lows. So that
Mm.
explains my fluctuation,
Right.
right, which is perimenopause, when your
Mhm.
estrogen goes up and goes down, and it just
Mhm.
fluctuates abnormally.
Yep.
It's not like a,
Right.
and he also, you know prescribed me, which is over the counter stuff, um, vitamin methyl B complex because, and my PCP didn't tell me this. Normal range for your vitamin B is supposed to be between 200 and 1100, right? However, and it even said that on my blood work because I had it all printed out for me, and this really irritated the shit out of me that she didn't say anything on the paperwork
Right.
in the fine, very small fine print. It said 5% or 10%. I can't remember now because it's been quite a long time. Of the population who have vitamin B in the range between 2 and 400 can exhibit psycho abnormalities, right?
Yeah.
And mine was at like 207. And she didn't even say, hey, maybe you should take some
Right.
vitamin B. But because I was in the normal range,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't say anything except
Girl,
for, oh,
it's
you're in the
long.
normal range, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so ever since then, I'm on methyl B complex, which, and by the way, I was getting chest infections like clockwork every 3 months.
Yeah.
I've been sick maybe twice.
Your immune system was also down, like
Yeah,
compromise,
like it
all
was
the things.
crazy, right?
Wild.
Um, I have, like, my hair stopped falling out,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't experience dryness anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
In your vagine?
oh, in my vagine.
Okay, indeed. Good for you.
I mean, that can be for other reasons also, but we'll just go with that. We want to cut that out or maybe leave it. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
But and like my panic attacks behind the wheel of the car went away.
Mm-hmm.
Um my libido went up. Um like everything started to balance out. Of course, it's not perfect because I still deal with my estrogen. We can't mess with my estrogen. That's just going to be like a normal thing, until it
Right.
completely goes away. Then I will be put on some estrogen, but I overproduce estrogen. So as I ride this roller coaster of the highs of the estrogen and the drops, I still get mild hot flashes, not like I did before. Before, it was crazy. Let me tell you this quick story real quick.
Yeah.
I was at the
Please do.
dentist office
Share.
with my daughter, and it was the most severe hot flash I ever received in my life. I was so wild, I started laughing because there was nothing I could do about it, right?
Oh no.
Sure, it was completely normal inside this dentist office. It was packed full of people. We're in the waiting room, right? And all of a sudden, it was like an internal inferno coming over me, and I felt it just rise up through my body and come out, and like it came out my skull like I jumped in water, and it just started pouring out of me, right? And my daughter was called, and we stood up. I wasn't wearing a bra either. It was like, whatever.
Oh, fun.
And I stood up, and then the under boob sweat just drenched out of me, and then it was drenched all along here, and it almost made me feel sick to my stomach because of how
Yeah.
intense and how hot and how wet I got, like, instantly.
Yeah.
It was wild. Those
Absolutely.
don't happen anymore. It's just
Thank God.
like my face gets hot, and gets red,
Mm-hmm.
and I just get really hot all of a sudden, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't like excessively sweat like that at all anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the testosterone and progesterone has really like balanced that out. Uh,
Nice.
so that it is just wild to me how this is just my experience, going to the doctor, they wanted to push mental health medication and not, you know, uh, not even examine, but just,
Do their
consider, maybe
job.
that's the word, consider, why don't we try some hormone therapy
Mm-hmm.
first?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I mean, thank you for sharing that, Karen, because there's going to be so many women who are like, yes, me too. Oh my God. Because I mean, the whole time you're sitting there speaking, and I, of course, have been privy to walk through that with you, right? And I'll never forget the day when she calls me and I was like, "What did your doctor say?" Because I'm watching my friend spiral out, and I, who previously had been through some of these symptoms, and I don't think even really talked about it because I was like, I'm just one of those people who really like shuts down if I'm going through something. I'm just going to get through it. But so when I see my best friend spiraling out like this, I'm like, my God, like this is clearly perimenopause. So when she goes to the doctor, she called, I'm like, what did the doctor say? And she says that I'm within normal range. I think I cussed so hardcore. Like Karen, I was like, had to shield the children. I was pissed. I was like, you go back to that mother and you tell him that he is whoever that you are wrong and you're gonna sit there in your fucking wrongness, right? I was pissed for her. Because I too have experienced going through these changes. And I was sitting at work and I remember my just feeling off, and I don't have anxiety, y'all. Like anxiety is not something I deal with. I'm a very calm person, right? And I'm sitting in my office and my heart's like palpitating, right? And oh man, those heart palps were like vicious. And I was like, dude, please don't let this be it, Lord. Like, and then and then we start to, right, Lord, like, don't let this be it in my office. Amen. And I start thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe this is a sign of, so I start to minimize. I just had the COVID shot, right? This is during the COVID thing. And when I had COVID, heart health was a part of it. Maybe this is because I just got my shot. Um, and then I was going through a breakup at the time. I had just called off my engagement. So was I was I feeling overwhelming feelings of sadness and, and anxiety because of this? And I remember sitting at my computer trying to type a note following a client session. And I must have looked at that computer for 30 minutes. What normally took me 5 minutes to formulate a freaking thought was then taking me like 30 minutes. And I was like, why? What is happening? It was like my mental cognition function was no longer functioning. Right. And then I'm sitting through sessions with my clients going, I just need this to be over. I just need it. And I'm not even listening to them. And I just felt so bad. And I remember closing my door and going to my director's office. Hmm. And I was so desperate to like have some mental function that I told her, I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. And I'm just coming off of having COVID and getting the shot, but I can't like formulate a thought. Right, and she looks at me, she's like, and she's into oils and all the natural, which I love. God, I just loved this director. And she gives me her essential oils and she was like, put some of this behind you. And I'm willing to do anything at this point. So I do it and I put the oils behind my neck and I'm sniffing the essential oils and I go back to my desk and I'm like, okay, this is gonna power, is a little helpful, but I need to go to the doctor. So because this is not who I am. I go to the doctor and it's more than that, though. I'm having like, you know, I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I'm not sleeping well,
Yeah.
right? At all. Like I'm waking up at 2. Then I'm again I can't sleep, maybe go back to sleep at 4. I have to be up for work by 5. So then I'm writing all this off. Like maybe it's just because I'm stressed. Then I start to, oh, this was stellar. I have had the clearest skin my whole life. I've I've used Clean and Clear, by the way. Shout out Clean and Clear if you want to go ahead and, thank you. You're welcome. I've been using Clean and Clear products my whole life, right? So I've had the clearest
Promotion.
my, love, clear skin my whole life. Then they start to create a new formula. I start breaking out, and I'm thinking, like, you could literally fry an egg with the oil that was coming off of my skin. I looked like I had literally taken oil and just did like this, right? It was disgusting, and I was getting these huge cystic acne, which was
Oh.
so painful, you guys. And I still have like scarring right here from cystic acne that I was getting. And, so I go to the doctor and I tell her, oh, one more symptom. You guys, this was like by far the worst. Now this was how I started to write this off too and minimize it. I was itching all over my body, like everywhere, but really my scalp. Okay. I
As
was
I
like,
itch my head. Yeah.
right. What do we think it was? We're like, uh-oh,
Lice.
please don't. please don't be lice. Don't let it be a client who sat in my office, right? Or something that has occurred because I work with a diverse population. And so I was like, oh no. And I could feel it. And it was just dandruff, but but I was freaking out. It was itchy skin. And so I go into my doctor's office. And the reason why I had written off the itchy skin was because when I had had cancer several years back and been diagnosed with cancer, itchy scalp and skin was a big component for that. And so I was also worried that I may have been, getting cancer again. So I had all these little things going off in my head. Get to the doctor's office. She runs my blood work and she comes back and she tells me, this is literally so bold. She says, it's because you're overweight. You need to eat more lentils. That's what that's what my doctor said to me, you guys. And I was like, lentils?
I'm gonna make a clip of this that we're gonna post, and it's gonna have a lentil pop up.
Please tell me lentils. Please. I just need all the beans, right? Because I was like, you know what? That's gonna fix all of this.
And
I
so
I
you've ate lentils, honey.
I mean, clearly I'm just lacking lentils in my life is what's happening. Cystic acne, lack of sleep, itchy skin, hot flashes, all the things. Uh, Cognitive dysfunction, lentils. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I was so pissed when I left her office. Like there were no words. I was weight gain. I was stuck at this weight. So I started to do my own research and got on the internet and started doing all the things. And I started to see the symptoms that I had were perimenopause. Okay. Now I was like, how can I, because I'm very holistic, how can I heal this? I go to Rite Aid, I go get the whatever it is I can find over the counter, right? And there's this stuff over, I'm not even gonna say the name. I start taking it and I end up going in the opposite direction. I'm so horny. So like I need to stop taking this over the counter stuff. And so because I'm at work and that's just not it's not working out for me to feel like that at work, right? Anyhow. You know, because and I can't say it
Why not?
because
Well, professionalism.
right. Because I need to get hired at some point, maybe somewhere at some point. So
We can allude. We allude.
right.
Use your
And
imagination.
it was hard to go through those moments while at work, privately.
Both of us.
It's diff-
Good choice of word.
Thank you. It
You
was
could
hard.
you could put an eggplant picture.
With the water drop. And then I'll go ding ding.
Ding, ding.
Goals. Alone. Went through it all alone by myself. Alone, mind you, by myself. So, anyways, and so started taking, got online, found some hormone replacement therapy, put myself on it, went through an assessment, and that seemed to work well until again started to see like it was affecting me in other ways where I was my sexual arousal was beyond like it was unnecessarily high. And then I would also see that I was also aggressive. Like I would like really, really overly emotional. So I took myself off of them. And then I started to supplement with vitamins. Now, ever since I've been supplementing with vitamins, I will tell you this, game changer for me. Magnesium alone, the cognitive mental fog and dysfunction went away and I was able to formulate thoughts. And it was the magnesium. I'm like, oh God bless it. I ate like 5 of those when I realized it was like I was missing magnesium. And the potassium for the leg cramps. And I was like, oh, and the methyl B folate, which was such a game changer. My hair is like back and I'm feeling good, right? And I have energy again. And GLP-1 for my weight gain and the bloating and all the things. And so there are answers for these things. And my hot flashes, since regulating my blood sugar, they've subsided phenomenally. Like they're almost gone, except for when I'm about to get my period or when I do get my period, and then I'll get like a hot flash or two. I still struggle with waking up at night, but joint pain, like you name it, joint pain, hot flashes, night sweats, day sweats, weight gain, uh, acne, cystic acne, hair thinning, dry skin.
Perimenopause is the list of side effects for medication, like
Dude,
on the commercial.
right? Are
But
you
even
dying?
the tingly extremity, the tingly and the smelling, the different smells, like
Mm.
I get that stuff too. Like it's a trip what women
But
go
you get,
through.
I wake up with my hands numb, but I think that's my neck. I don't think it's, I mean,
Mm,
maybe
who
I'm
knows?
uncovering something right now, but
Right.
got
Who
little crab
knows?
claws. But
Do
yeah.
you experience, have you, so what are you experiencing right now at your stage? Because I'm 46. Karen, how old are you?
45.
Uh-huh.
And I'm 40, I just turned 42. So for me, I started noticing like perimenopause symptoms probably like 18 months ago. Um, and it started for me. I've had anxiety my whole life. So when I have anxiety, I'm like, oh, here we go again. um, I'm,
Whoa, the
yeah,
roller
I'm like,
coaster.
oh, feel that heartbeat. Like, that's, I'm alive. Um, but what really stood out for me was the night sweats. That was like the really first one that like hit out of nowhere, where I was like, I'm not doing anything different. Nothing is changing, and I need to have a towel next to my bed because I'm waking up drenched all over, like to where it's gross. Like, don't want to get back in bed, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um, so
Shower.
that was, and of course the mentality that we're trained in our head is like, oh, maybe I'm eating something, or maybe I shouldn't eat this before bed, or maybe my weight gain is causing now I'm sweating because I'm, chubs all of a sudden. Like, um, but going back, I had cervical dysplasia, which is like precancerous cells in my cervix, in 2018. And so it was like the SYN3, which is like the one right before cancer. So I had to do like three or four procedures that year where they, the pap smear, never fun,
Yeah.
scrapey scrape. But then they take it to another level because then they have to really get to make sure it's cancer cells where they like go in with like claw,
Yeah.
She's
right?
great.
Yeah.
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 And then they're like, yeah, it's like precancerous cells. So then I had to have a LEAP procedure, which is, I had to Google it because I forgot what it's called, but it's a loop electrosurgical excision procedure where like your cervix is like a shape like this. And they just go and they slice and slice and slice and slice, and they slice back your cervix and slice back all the precancerous cells. So that made my cervix like really small. Like,
Mhm.
luckily, I didn't want to have kids or anything, but that changed my periods a lot. Like, not the uh, like the timing of them, but I would start spotting, and I'd have like black, gross spotting. So like since then, I've always like kind of just been like, oh, my periods are just weird now. Like
Right.
I just have weird periods. Um, and so I never like any changes in my periods. I never thought about it. I never like um it's kind of like with my anxiety. I was just like, "Oh, well, that's because 'cause I've had anxiety my whole life." Mm, but yeah, once I started having the night sweats, when I would have PMS symptoms, they were getting, like, gradually every time worse and worse and worse and worse. The irritation, lack of patience,
Mm.
realizing like, I always compare, when you're trying to hang up something on a wire hanger, or you have a group wire hangers in PMS are, like, not good because 'cause they're just, like, all tangled, yeah. Um And so yeah, and then in the last, like, 18 months, it's been more of, like, I feel different. Like, I just my everything I used to be able to handle, I can't handle anymore. Like, the slightest inconvenience feels so heavy. Um, what else? Like, it and it was difficult because I did start going to, like, this trauma therapy a little over a year ago. Because then it was like, well, maybe it's the unpacking of things, right? It's like I feel like it sucks because in your 40s, you're mentally processing a lot, and then your body's changing, and you're like,
Yeah.
which is it? Like, is
Totally.
it both? Is it everything? Everybody just sucks. It's just everything's awful. Like, you just hate everyone. Um, And so that for me has been kind of difficult. So I started hormones, estrogen and progesterone in December. And so since then, my night sweats have gone. Don't get those anymore.
Nice.
Um, my periods have been normal and surprisingly heavy, which they weren't before. Although I am late this month. So it talk to me in a month. Maybe my periods are gone. I don't know. Um,
Mm,
and I also again like the agitation, it's still there, but I'm more aware of it. Like I'm not just like angry and I don't know why. So like a year ago, December I had my OB appointment. A year before that I went in and I was like, I'm having these weird symptoms, like this brain fog, like I just don't know. Like, can I get like a hormone test? And she was like, that would be a waste. Like
mhm.
it'd be a waste to test because they're gonna be normal because they're gonna be either up or down, like and they're most likely gonna be normal because you're not that drastic of it like of feeling it yet. And so I've never been on birth control my whole life. So at that appointment, I was like, well, I don't want to like I'm paranoid ever since the cervix issue. I was like, I don't want anything up there. I don't want, to like add anything to any of my woman body to risk it.
Right.
And then this last December, I went in and I was like, give me anything you have. Everything. I will take it all.
Right.
And
Desperation.
and I was I just listed all the things I'm having, even the ones that like barely occurred, but I knew were symptoms. I was like, I'm just gonna list them so that she, you know, takes it seriously.
Yeah.
Um, and she was like, okay, we'll get you on estrogen, we'll get you on progesterone. Um, like I think she was just waiting for me to be like, give me all the things. Did have like hot flashes, but not to where I was like sweating. It was just more of like it felt like my skin was on fire. Like
Mhm. Just
I
hot.
just and I used to be a cold person and which was kind of nice to have hot flashes because then I could like go out in the cold in shorts and not be cold.
Mhm.
I was like,
Right?
"Oh, this feels nice." Uh,
My flip-flops on. Yeah.
yeah, so that was kind of nice, but the weight thing has been an issue. Like I've just since my mid 30s haven't been able to like lose any weight with anything. And so I went to my primary care doctor for that. And I was like in her office crying because I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want a GLP-1 because I'm not here trying to like get it because it's the new fad. Like, I really just don't understand
Yeah.
like why I can't lose weight. And this was before my OB appointment. And my doctor, who I have since changed to a new doctor, um, she was like, well, because I did mention, I was like, I try to go on like do yoga, like I do watch like some YouTube videos to try to like help me get the motivation. And she went on her computer and she was like, well, these are the YouTube videos that I watch to exercise. Like maybe you can try these to help you. And I was like, thanks.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I was like crying. It was so embarrassing. Like crying in the doctor's office is the worst. And
Oh,
and so I just left with like nothing. And so since then
wow.
I've just kind of been like,
With
I'm not even gonna try to lose weight. Like,
with
F it.
YouTube videos though, like that was supposed to
I know.
damn.
Yeah, and I told her, I was like, I walk my dog a mile a day. I've, like, started eating better, like, I did all these things for, like, months and no change. What's
Right.
going on, you know? And I did ask my OB when I started estrogen, I said, "Will this help me lose weight?" And she said, "It'll give you more energy to want to
Mhm.
do things to help you."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Well, that sounds like a lot of work."
Here,
Like,
I'll listen to me. Don't
yeah.
push.
I
Yeah.
mean, I do feel like I have more energy. I did also have, like, interrupted sleep during the nights, like you
Mhm.
guys said, all the same stuff with that, like 2 AM, 4 AM. Now I sleep a little too much, I'd say.
Mhm. Well, fatigue can be a thing
Mm,
too
yeah,
now.
and I think that that does kinda go in hand with, like, the trauma, uncovering all of that, like, finding comfort in my brain
Mhm.
scenario, but
Unpacking. which is where, like you said, Crystal, all of this starts to overlap itself. It really does, which is why as women, we can start to minimize or, um, you know, our own symptoms and what we're going through, or we can write it off as, oh, it's because I'm going through this, or because I'm going through therapy or life changes or life transitions. And so at that point we start to minimize our our symptoms, right, as women. And I almost feel like society and of course the medical field has taught us to do this. I really, really do. And it's so disheartening. And I'm so passionate about this stuff. It's so disheartening because for so many, it is so like by the time you're ready to go to the doctor to get help, you are at your wits' end. Like, this is just who we are as women. We will wait until we can't wait anymore. We will push that baby until we can, until we're the point we're like, I'm gonna need you to take me to the doctor because I can't drive myself because I can't recall how to get there at this point. So can you help me? Because yeah. So we finally walk in and we get to these doctor's appointments only to express our honest and deepest truths, only to be turned around, let down, minimized, and it's just so discouraging. So this is where I want to encourage everybody. I'm not telling you to stop going. This isn't me telling you to stop going to your doctors. Okay, that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm saying is if you are experiencing these symptoms, go get a second opinion and find online. There are so many online supports now, you guys. There's like, I haven't talked to them or even utilized these services, but there's MIDI Health, Hone, where you can do these things yourself at home. We have access to so much more information than we ever have before. Thank you, internet, right? But you can get on, and there is this great, fantastic lady who name is Dr. Mary Claire. And as a matter of fact, I had asked her to come on today's podcast, and she reached out to me and was would have done so had she not been so busy, but did give us some great resources. You guys can go find her page, go look her up. She's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And she has some really, really great insight on perimenopause. You can find checklists and symptoms and all of the things. So we have access to this information. We don't have to be quiet about it anymore. We don't have to carry around this pack of perimenopause as guilt and shame anymore. And we can look at each other and say, "You're not alone. You're not effing crazy. You might be going batshit right now, but it's okay. We'll help you find your way back, right? And there is an answer for you." So, yeah.
I think what was hard for me too is like not being able to handle what I used to be able to handle
Mm.
forced me to ask for help,
Yeah.
which was hella irritating.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then it's like asking for help from people who aren't used to you asking for help, right? And
Mm.
we
I can
Yeah,
totally identify with that, Crystal.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's
right.
Yeah,
totally different.
yeah,
Things that I used to be able to do all the time, achieve all the time, juggle all the time, pay attention to, focus, um, achieve. It's not the same.
Yeah,
yeah.
straight up. I was
Especially
seeing
when
my
you mix
family.
in like other mental if you have a struggle with other mental, like if you into illness, like if you have ADD or you have, you know, like depression, anxiety, like all the other things, it's like, bitch, I could have focused before.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all of that. It magnifies all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like, and
Straight up.
literally the best advice I've gotten so far is from other women my age. Like, you too, I started taking vitamins, right? And then, like, before this, I went on a girls' trip with my friends, and one of my friends was like, "I got on estrogen and progesterone, changed my life." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe."
Right.
And it's like, why
Testosterone, baby, changed my life. I'm telling
see?
you, it
But it's
did.
like,
It's
how do
Mhm.
great.
we how is it that it's like we're like underground, like, information passing for women's
Yeah,
health. And it's like,
right.
what the fuck?
When
And
our
it
own
shouldn't be
doctors,
that way.
for mine, who's a female, is all here. Take some Prozac and some Boost Bar
Yeah,
No,
or
for
some
sure.
lentils.
and
Or
some
some lentils.
lentils. Eat
God,
some
you guys.
lentils and take some antidepressants.
crazy.
I mean,
It's
not to
so
go like Big Brother, but like, is this because we think that the progesterone and estrogen manufacturers aren't lobbying the medical field as much? But we don't need to get into that. That's
rabbit holes.
Oh,
Rabbit
wait,
holes.
this is where we need
wait.
our tinfoil
No,
hats.
no. We need our hats. Okay, we need to find hats.
Oh, so good. Yeah, you guys, and one of the biggest things I've noticed for me, because estrogen, I don't know if you were aware of this, but estrogen my estrogen started to deplete. I was like, I noticed for me, I didn't know whether to be upset by it or grateful because my people pleasing tendency started to go out the window. So
Mm.
all of with estrogen is that part of our niceness and softness and sweetness that we have where we're like, oh, it's okay, no big deal. Mine depleted real quick, and I'm like the nicest person. But I literally was like, fuck you, you're cool. I don't give a shit. And I was like, and I'm leaving, and I don't care. And respectfully, if that's how you feel, I could literally care less, but good for you. And I started to just speak my truth and stopped people pleasing, which so in our 40s, although it can feel like this mental shift, right? Which can be a little intimidating and scary because of all of the changes and relying on other people and you feel like you're changing so vastly, but actually I feel like it's almost like a becoming. I feel like more myself in my 40s than I have ever felt in my life. And so if these hormonal shifts have had anything to do with it, and I would like to think that they have, well then I'm grateful, because if there was some fucks, I am fresh out. I'm fresh out of giving fucks.
I saw this thing. It was like, um, your 20s, you're masking, your 30s, you're unmasking, and your 40s are unfuckwithable.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So true.
And I do
So
feel like, I mean, I can tell that I'm like getting there. Do you know what I mean? Like, but did you guys have joint pain?
oh yeah.
Because I have like, I mean, my elbows are sensitive to the touch,
Oh yeah.
like, and my
That's the thing.
shoulders, like the frozen shoulder, I think. I don't even know what
Mhm.
that feels like, but I think I have it
Yeah.
because it feels frozen. And
Yeah.
then I started getting out of nowhere psoriasis. But yeah, like the joint, again, that went on for years before I finally was like,
Mhm.
maybe it's
Yeah.
not just that I'm chubs. Maybe
No,
it's, you know,
it's a thing. And
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Right here for me was so sensitive, Crystal, like to the touch. Like I couldn't even wear like sweaters on it because it would hurt right there in my joint. Or I go to sleep or go lay in bed at night
Mm.
and having to switch positions because of my hip
Mhm.
pain. And I'd be like,
Mhm.
how old am I right now? Like, my God.
Yep. The
Since
hips were the worst. Yeah.
oh, oh God.
Pilates did help with that for me.
Yes,
The stretching. Yeah.
exercise, Pilates, shake plates. I know, like I think I shared that pictures with you guys, like where that lady's on a shake plate, right? And she's connected to all the red light therapy and she's got the mask on and then she's like lifting weights. 100% that's me right now.
Yeah.
100% that's me. And
With a
it's
bowl of
working.
lentils.
Those were my
Watching YouTube.
with my
Yeah.
protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a bottle of Boost Bar and Prozac.
That's it. Mhm. That's awesome. So good. That's so good.
That's funny.
Absolutely. But yeah, so, at some point you have to recognize, as my client likes to say, the call is coming from inside the house. Okay. Yeah. And then you just have to figure out where from. You
And
know what
like
I
you
mean?
said, find like a second opinion, and for me, I had a younger doctor around my same age. But this new doctor, of course, I don't see her till August. That's the wait. But I was like, I want someone in their 60s. I want a woman. I want someone who's like been a doctor, like, and for a long time and has probably gone through the change themselves. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
100%. What about you, Karen?
What's the question? 'Cause I have a funny story about a
Wrap up. Oh,
PCP,
funny story. Go for it.
a
Let's hear it.
primary care physician.
Yeah.
I went in for something. I don't remember what I went in for, like chronic yeast infections is like a thing too,
Same.
because the balance inside. Anyway, I don't get those anymore either. But I was probably in there for one of those because look at, so it was a young doctor. I'll never forget this. And I actually said I never want this doctor again because I went in there and it's in my chart. I have a hysterectomy, right?
Mhm.
And so, and I have to fill that. Any surgery, yeah, hysterectomy. So she sees it. So, is there any chance she could be pregnant? I
Unless
had a
it's just
hysterectomy.
floating around in your
He asked
abdomen.
me 3 times. Are you sure there's no chance she could be pregnant?
Oh my God, that's so
I
good.
have a hysterectomy. Keep talking. There any chance you could be pregnant? Are you sure there's no chance you could be pregnant? I have a pocket pussy.
What more
I
do I need to
don't
say?
have a uterus
Oh, that's so good. That is so good.
or fallopian tubes.
Girl, I know you want me to be pregnant. Like, I know.
I'm not understanding.
That's so good.
I'm like,
We're
I
gonna
don't
do a
feel
pregnancy test
comfortable
just in
with
case.
you seeing me as my doctor, not understanding the fact, and
Right.
asking me if I'm pregnant 3
Right.
times when I told you I have hysterectomy. It would be
Man.
like the second coming of freaking Christ. Somehow, if I was somehow pregnant, because
Oh,
there's like no physical
Lord.
way.
No home there. There's no home in that belly.
There's no home.
There's no home to create a baby once you have a hysterectomy.
Immaculate conception.
But please treat my
Immaculate conception.
symptoms right now. I fully trust your judgment.
We're going to the south. This is like a southern doctor.
Right. Just trust your fate or judgment, doctor. Whatever you say. Well, ladies, this has been by far one of my favorite conversations that we've had because what this shows me, and I'm hoping our audience and our listeners, is that A, again, we are not alone. Two, if you're experiencing these symptoms, go ask your doctor and then go get a second opinion. This is where in our prime years, as I like to call them, we stop people pleasing, we stop shrinking, and we stop apologizing for taking up space. Take it up, ladies. Take up all the freaking space. You know what I mean? Just get real big with it. And then
Ding,
use your
ding.
spirit, right? Ding, ding. So, in truth, and here is the truth, no one warned us. No, somebody could have warned us, but nobody warned us that that perimenopause could feel like losing your mind, your body, your sleep, your patience, all at the same damn time. No one told us that we might question our sanity, our strength, or our identity. But what it did tell us is that this can also bring clarity, boundaries, courage, and a deeper knowing of who you really are. That's the gift. So understand this, ladies. Your body is not betraying you. It's finally just asking you to pay attention. Thank you for listening, and we hope this helped you. And if not, please share it with somebody who it might help. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Really quick, are we doing something with our emails?
Yeah, thank you. Who wants to say it? If you would like to share, if you have a question that
If you
you'd
have a
like to ask.
question or if you'd like to share a personal story, please email us.
Okay.
Our emails are attached to, where are they attached?
So hello at awaken your shut son of a bitch. I should know this by heart and I don't. Just a second. Let me pull
It
up.
is awakenyour-she.com.
But
Very
can you
good.
put it somewhere?
Well, it will be in the description of the video.
Yes, and it'll be in
You
the
can also
description.
find it on our Facebook homepage and our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
What
So,
she said.
okay, who wants to
Okay.
do it again? I
No,
want both
that
of
was
you.
perfect. She could clip that all together. It'll be
We're a
great.
mess. We
I
need to
love
be a
it.
mess.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It'll
Yay.
be great. She'll clip
As
it all
long as you
together.
guys are content with that. And
Yeah.
then So
It doesn't need to be
I will
perfect.
I'll just take that and put it before what we were doing.
love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so, yeah, if anybody has any
Or I'll do
questions,
something funny where we like fade out and then we come back.
hey, we have one more thing.
Oh wait, our perimenopause brain made us forget.
We almost forgot. We want to include you guys. We want to include you, right? Because you're important. So you have
All right.
questions,
I'm
right?
gonna stop recording now.
Love it, please.
Ding ding.
Ding ding.